I never think I work hard enough.
300 gigs a year almost.
Yeah, but the gigs are they're very easy for me. It's like, what could you do? What could you do? What else are you aiming at? What else could you be doing? I've got a movie out and that's great, but should I be halfway through writing the next one? Should I be, do something else?
That's crazy, man.
I don't know if it is. I think it's like, it's the, what are you capable of? And I don't know, it's good. Maybe that's the fire that kind of, that keeps me going.
Productivity dysmorphia, really.
Well, I've talked about this before. I think we all have life dysmorphia. I talked about this. I suppose it's maybe clearest in America, but it's objectively the best country in the world and subjectively the worst. You sort of go, people think they're having a terrible time. And actually, Steven Pinker's writing on Enlightenment Now, we've never lived in a better time. By any metric, it's better than it was 20 years ago. But it's very difficult to see that, especially as the world falls apart. And the world is falling apart. Pax Americana is over. The second order consequence, I don't know how interested your viewers are in history, but we'll do it, okay? So depending on where you draw the line, 89 or 91, there was a bipolar world, right? For the longest time, a bipolar world. It was America versus Russia and the Soviet Union, and they were at loggerheads and they had different spheres of influence, right? And Berlin Wall collapses, Soviets disappears, crumbles. And there's a unipolar world that we've enjoyed. And since 1945, really, we have enjoyed, in the West, Pax Americana, like Pax Romana or Pax Britannia. The idea that the Americans took care of everything. The Monroe Doctrine and the idea that the whole world is trading. That wasn't to make America money. America's uniquely blessed. It's got enough money. They wanted their sphere of influence. They wanted their political system. They wanted trade and commerce everywhere. And the second order consequence of the Soviet Union collapsing and the Berlin Wall was the US Navy got smaller and smaller and smaller, and things started to pop off. Whether it's Somali pirates, that never would have happened in the 80s. Couldn't have happened. Too many naval US ships protecting trade. The idea that you can have all of this unrest around the world and America doesn't intervene. It used to intervene. The world's policeman. That's what it used to do. It's lost, it's got smaller. It's got more inward looking. Some would argue that that's a good thing. And now we have a multipolar world. Well, a multipolar world is much less secure. If you think about I think about this a lot, like the dropping of the bombs in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Were they the last two explosions of World War II or the first two explosions of the Cold War? Have nuclear weapons been used twice? Or have they been used every day since 1945? And they've prevented another all-out war.
Oh, wow.
Very interesting, like what happens when countries get nuclear weapons. America got the bomb, right? Ended World War II within months. Russia got the bomb. We had Vietnam within a year. No, sorry, we had Korea. Russia got the bomb, we had Korea. China got the bomb, we had Vietnam. So these proxy wars come up where they're fighting, but they're not really fighting. There's kind of a, I don't know, it is an all-out war, but it's horrific. And then there's so much of that going on at the moment. It's just...
What do you think of Trump?
Very interesting.
Do you know him? Are you friends?
No, I've never met him. Never met him. I mean, it's a weird thing where I think too many people do this thing where, it's again, I'm sort of kind of repeating myself, I think this came up last night. There's too much debate and not enough deliberation. And debate is about winning against the other person. And a lot of that is, you just call someone names. You just call everyone alt-right or terrible, and you say they're the worst. And the people on the far right and far left. The Overton window is certainly bigger. What you can and can't talk about in politics is wider than it's ever been. And I think the idea of going, you have to sit down, you have to talk to people. I think the thing about Trump for me is he, the interesting question, contingent or convergent? Okay, is the world changing because of him, or is the world changing because we're in a very interesting point in history? And I would put it to you that the world is changing because we're in a very interesting point in history.
Where does that interest stem from, Jimmy? You're clearly well educated on it. You must do a lot of reading and research. Must be an avid historian.
No, not really. I mean, I'm very interested in the world that we live in, and I don't know. I mean, I've always found it kind of fascinating when you sort of look around, because what we I like. There's a guy called Derek Parfit. He's a philosopher, and he sort of talks about temporally and spatially owing other people something. So owing future generations something. What are we going to leave for them? What world are we going to leave for them? And also people around the world. Everyone's of equal value, but we don't act as if they are.
What do you think you're leaving for the world, Jimmy?
Some dick jokes.